What's up, guys? Anthony here from Signal by Sony, a show about everything Sony makes, and I am in Las Vegas on the floor at CES. They have not opened yet, they're still setting up, and we're taking this time before the show to see some new exclusive stuff from Sony. Joining me is Steven from the Xperia team. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Anthony.
Well, you were already out, but thanks for coming up here and sitting with me. And you have brought some new stuff from Xperia. Last year was a big year for you guys. You introduced the Arc and the Play. What's new from you guys this year?
Well, a big story for us is becoming a part of Sony. Now, this is all pending, right? Subject to the usual regulatory approvals and everything, but a big story for us is that the next smartphones that you're going to see from us will be a part of Sony, if everything goes according to how we're planning.
And so how does transitioning to potentially being part of Sony translate into the hardware and the software design?
Well, the way we see it on the Xperia team is that we're going to be the cornerstone of the four screen stories. You think about the tablet, the television, and the PC, and the mobile phone. The mobile phone is the one that you have with you everywhere.
Yes.
And we're sharing content now across all of these devices because of Sony Entertainment Network, with music unlimited and video unlimited, which will be preloaded in these devices.
Okay.
And then supporting technologies like HDMI and DLNA to help us to communicate with all the wonderful Sony products. Now this one's called the Xperia S.
Yeah.
And it comes in a black and a white version. It's a beautiful design.
Very striking here with these buttons. This is like floating.
Yeah, it's an iconic identity that we think is going to be recognizable. People will come to recognize this design language, especially this transparent element you see here. So you see the icons that you have for the home screen and your settings and such, and it is transparent and it illuminates too.
What are we talking about in terms of measurements and resolution here?
You have a 4.3-inch screen, so that's a little bit bigger than the Arc product that we had, the beautiful Arc that we had in 2011 in the Arc S. So a little bit larger, but now we bump this up to an HD screen. It's a 720p HD screen.
Very cool. And tell me about some of the other hardware that's in this thing.
Well, you have the dual-core processor, a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core processor. And then when we think of the imaging elements, you've got the Exmor R for mobile sensor from Sony that gives you greater sensitivity and under low light conditions, less digital noise. So we have that from what we've had in the previous products, but now something really cool with the cameras is you have HD all around. So you've got dual cameras there, and you have the primary camera in the rear, which is a full 1080p HD camera.
Very cool.
And then your chat camera, the forward-facing camera, is a 720p camera. So you combine that with the HD screen, you really do have 360-degree HD, whether you're creating and sharing or watching, you've got HD all around.
Whoa, that's fast too.
Oh yeah, from sleep mode to your first capture, it's about a second and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when you go from shot to shot, it's about a second or less.
Very cool.
So very fast. So you're really going with no lag time from shot to shot.
What do you have on the phone in terms of gaming? Is this a PlayStation certified phone?
It is PlayStation certified, and as you know, probably in the US right now, that's a coming soon story for us. We have the Xperia Play, which was the first PlayStation certified device in the world.
Yes.
But as far as what we're talking about, the PlayStation Store and the great games that are going to be coming from that, that's a coming soon attraction for us. So it is PlayStation certified, so you'll have this PlayStation experience emulated on an Android device, but with the content story coming a little bit later in the future.
So tell me about what version of Android we're running here.
We're launching on Gingerbread, and the devices will be upgraded to Ice Cream Sandwich.
Very cool. I'm also noticing that your watch tends to share some design cues from this phone here. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, first, it is an attractive watch, right?
Yeah.
But it's an intelligent watch too, because it's actually a remote screen for the phone.
Oh, wow.
So you think about text messaging, your Twitter and Facebook updates. Actually, if I want to use it as a remote trigger for the camera, I can do that as well. Dude, there's so many plugins for this. It's called
cool.
Yeah, it's called Smartwatch.
Okay.
And it's part of what we call liveware accessories that actually have an intelligence to them.
So tell us about pricing and availability on the S and on the watch.
Well, I can't disclose any pricing to you at this time.
Okay.
We're going to see this product, the Xperia S, showing up in Q1.
Okay.
And if memory serves, so I think we're going to see this in Q1 as well too, the smartwatch.
We're going to have a lot more from the show floor for you. To keep up with everything that Sony's doing at CES, just head to sony.com/CES. And to keep up with everything Sony makes, you can check out Signal by Sony at youtube.com/Signal.